The views expressed in this presentation are those of the host and guests and do not represent the views of any lodge, Grand Lodge, appended body, or any other person or persons whomsoever.
Brethren, we are at Refreshment.
And I think that's it that Marty talked me into.
The greatest story of how you got interested in Masonry.
Add a bottle or 2 bottles, beer, whatever you want.
The 33rd degree is really cool.
All you had to say was lapel pin or Chairman's coin.
Need to do this reduction plan of like what's really important.
It's nice. The grotto's more family oriented too, so that helps for sure.
Yeah. All right. Love you guys.
All right, love you.
We're at Refreshment Masonic University.
We should do a Daughters Takeover episode.
That'd be cool.
Or just have the babies.
Oh, baby episode.
Oh, 75 cents
That's
Worth of gold.
worth of gold.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is that the official amount?
Even my more than that.
Dude. All right. I had a crap this morning. I think I created a new Hawaiian island. Yeah, that's right. It's going on.
Hot take midnight meme review.
That's right. It's going on the camera.
Take one.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the At Refreshment Masonic Video Podcast. Once again, I am your host, Wesley Reuter, past master of Azure LaGrange Lodge and Raven 303, both in Illinois. Let's meet everyone else. To my far left, Roy Orbison. You are now.
Hi, I'm Eric Maxa, Villa Park Lodge 1113, Junior Deacon,
Yeah, I believe.
and I'm just happy to be here.
Left out.
Marty, affectionately known as Party Marty, current worthy patron, Villa Park Ward, the Eastern Star, past a bunch of other things. Love you all at home.
Mark, I am representing, I guess, Florida State Grot Association, but I guess I will say right now, president of Illinois State Grot Association.
Yeah. And a big congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What a wonderful weekend that was.
That was fun.
It was a very good convention.
That was a really
The
good convention.
Awesome.
Shout out to Boehner for making that convention.
Jim
an
Boehner,
awesome-
Abbas Grotto, his whole crew, did not show up. But from top to bottom, that was a near perfect event. And it ended the unprecedented and very successful reign of past President Ivan Lugo.
Top or bottom?
Everything. I believe that was 4 or 5 years because that whole COVID thing happened.
Hey, just to let you know, I did survive the 1 chip challenge, and it did not hurt. The
I can
next day.
attest. I was there when he was pooping.
Yeah, did that come out blue too?
No,
No, but he was wearing pink underwear.
I was underwear.
Yeah, that was a great challenge. I wish you guys would have,
Congratulations
hammed it up a little
to
bit more. Like,
Vance.
You know what?
Martin, the
Congratulations
winner.
to the Humanitarian Foundation.
Yes,
The real winner.
yeah, the real winner, $300.
yes.
And thankful to our Grand Monarch, Michael Thomaskin, for
who was a
giving
great
the final,
sport with that, yes.
giving the final donation, and that came together beautifully, and it was a very good time.
Yeah, I don't like usually saying the little things that I do, but I happen to have a Raven Lodge coin. I was supposed to give to somebody else, but they left before I can give it to them. And so I'm like, you know what? This would be great to give to the Grand Monarch, because I don't know how many Grand Monarchs get Blue Lodge things. It's usually probably Grotto stuff, right?
True.
I'm like, you know what? This would be perfect. Blue Lodge, right to the Grand
That's
Monarch.
actually really cool when you think about that, because you have all these people that travel within these bodies, but how often do they get stuff for outside of what they're traveling at?
Because I'm thinking, like, hey, as
true.
many times as we've had a Grand Monarch here at Chi-Il, I never thought about giving him anything Blue Lodge. I don't have anything Grotto. I'm not going to give him anything. But
Wes wears his fez backwards.
I
Occasionally.
do.
It's very hip-hop.
And I wear my sunglasses at night. Oh, that's you.
I have such a bright future.
And the lie detector determined that was a lie.
Here's a hot take. Let's talk about today's topic.
I'll buy that for $1.
Anytime a RoboCop reference, have it very happy.
I'll buy that for $1.
Today's episode is going to be about, well, an article and memes. I'm not sure if this is about us, but it sure sounds like us.
We'll link the article.
You at home know that we are the big, bad, mean meme machine. Actually, it's just Wes.
I wasn't complaining. I mean, you can take credit for it. That's fine. No big deal. I mean, you can take credit for all my memes, especially when Grand Lodge comes calling.
No. Those are all Wes. It's all him.
So, you may know these guys from the Midnight Freemasons.
One of, honestly, the better Masonic blogs, in my opinion.
Yes,
definitely. Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to a lot of friends of the show. Chris Hathaway writes on there. RJ Johnson writes on there. And he's from the Roundtable podcast, I believe, and does a lot of cool stuff. But the article we're talking about is probably my favorite author altogether. Oh, Darren Landers, too. Shout out to you. But probably one of my favorite authors on there because he writes with, I want to say
zeal.
A homespun wittiness.
He has a flair to it.
He really does, and that would be Bill Hosler, who I did message before this episode to make sure he was going to be okay with us talking about his article. And
what were his exact words?
I'll look it up real quick.
Were they positive?
You bleep it and bleep. Don't talk about my bloody article.
Here's the conversation. Here's what I wrote him. Hey, brother, myself and the other guys on the Refreshment Masonic podcast, Jesus, really enjoyed your meme blog on Midnight Freemasons. Do you mind if we reference it on an upcoming episode? Also, Wes wants to know if we were any inspiration for it. You asked.
Well, at least you didn't say the GIMP one. Didn't want to.
And then
Is this it about us?
Then he just wrote, no, go right ahead. I would be honored. If it is the meme I am thinking of, you were. That kind of answered my question. Kind of did it. So I just said thank you, and he said you are most welcome. And that was that. Awesome guy, real smart writer, super. I believe he's an Indiana Freemason. I'm not 100% correct, though.
I think you're right.
Yeah, and he's been like a past master, past high priest. And a lot of what he writes is part of this like 50-year member series where I think he does a little tongue-in-cheek action on the older members versus the new stuff, which is, I think, a battle that this show fights pretty regularly.
Well, I mean, if you look at it now, right, memes are the new age comedy media, right? It's a way to poke fun at something, but also bring up a serious topic.
And it's kind of crazy to watch how our meme episode is still one of our most viewed and listened to, and I've always kind of thought it was funny. That's one of the most.
I haven't looked recently.
That's one of the most listened to because you actually can't see the memes we're showing. We're just kind of talking about them, so that actually still has some weight. But it's been fun to watch these kind of grow from like demotivational posters and other things. Wes, do you just want to read like the whole article and we can chime in?
I'm gonna. Okay, all right.
It's gonna be like an hour of just reading this article,
Right,
but I think like this is good content.
From the archives, the 50-year member, part 15, Masonic memes. This was published by Bill Hosler by Midnight Freemasons, January 25th. It was a typical evening meal in the lodge's dining hall. Frozen lasagna purchased from the local big box store was served on paper plates and eaten with clear plastic forks. The bag of salad was sitting on the counter, uneaten and unopened. Well, that's typical. Next, the store brand ranch dressing. Some members have often joked that the salad was brought during the first year the lodge has been chartered. Ha ha ha. The conversation at the table was pretty much the same conversation that had been going on for decades, the same old jokes and memories from years gone by. It was a pleasant dinner. It was pleasant dinner talk by friends who, over the years, have become brothers as sure as if by birth. The quiet, polite talk was stifled by the sound of the front door of the temple being loudly slammed. Heavy footsteps coming down the hall revealed that the noise was coming from worshipful brother Carl. We'll just leave it at that. His face was red with anger, and he stomped into the dining room, waving several sheets of paper in his hand. Carl walked past the counter and directly to the diner sitting at the normal table.
Not the lasagna.
I'm like, I seen you moving. I'm like, what the heck is he in? So, all right, sorry about that.
We're pantomiming.
Well, hi, Carl. How has your day been? Another past master asked while the table erupted in laughter, which only further infuriated Carl. Arrgh. How am I doing? How am I doing, you ask? Carl said in a high-pitched, angry voice. I'll tell you how I'm doing. I am beside myself with anger. Well, I'll be darned, the past master says as the laughter got even louder, matching the rise in Carl's blood pressure. What's got you upset, brother? My grandson was over and brought his computer with him so he could do some schoolwork. We got talking about how to search for things on the internet. To participate, I asked him to look up Freemasonry. His search brought up a lot of pictures. Some were very nice. Photos of lodge rooms, brethren in their aprons, things like that. Then he showed me this website that got my dander up. There were these pictures of various things with words written across them making fun of Freemasonry. I had him print these for me. Here, look at these. Carl threw the printed pages in his hand out onto the dining room table and spread them all out to be seen. Upon the pages were photos, some with still photos from movies and photographers from various pages of the internet. Various words were superimposed on the photos, much like word balloons on the frame of a comic strip, which is what we use. These pictures were making fun of Masons, ranging from what we wear to how we wear it, even insulting pancake fundraisers and past masters. I think these are created by anti-Masons, Carl snorted in frustration. Who else would say such vile things about the craft?
It was us.
Pudge dropped his plastic fork and picked up one of the photos. Oh, these, Pudge said as he chuckled a bit. These are called memes. I don't think these are the works of antis. Antis would be disparaging of all Freemasonry. Most of these talk about the way Grand Lodge operates, one-day classes, and things. Usually they are created by younger Masons to make each other laugh and to display their frustrations. Some of them are very funny. Carl's eyes widen as the vein in his neck bulged out. You're telling me Masons created these things? They say such vile things about our leadership and our Grand Lodges. I refuse to believe a member of the fraternity would stoop so low. They should be found out and be thrown out of the fraternity. This is un-Masonic. It's blasphemy. The 50-year member placed the last bit of the toasted hot dog bun in his mouth, thinking himself that hot dog buns brushed with garlic butter make a terrible replacement for actual garlic bread. Then looked Carl in the eyes. You know, Carl, it is said for something to be funny, it must contain a certain amount of truth. These young brothers are frustrated. They join our lodgers looking for things we say we provide, self-improvement, and a way of making themselves better men. They come in excited and full of hope, then to have their hopes dashed by us older members with the usual cliches like, we have never done that before, or Grand Lodge won't allow us to do that. We tell them we provide one thing, then provide another. How can they not feel better? To be honest, I'm surprised any of them stick around long enough to vent their frustration. Honestly, Carl, instead of cursing these young men, you should be thanking them for making these. What are they called? The 50-year member looked to Pudge. Memes. Pudge nodded to the old man with a little grin. Carl's reaction, however, was that his blood pressure nearly reached the point of having a stroke. Thank them? You've got to be kidding me, John. Thank these kids for making a mockery of the fraternity I have loved and served for so many years? What's next? Give them a medal for their heresy? The 50-year member laughed with a sly smile and said, well, for one thing, for saving the fraternity you have loved all these decades. The old man continued, Carl, you, me, and every one of us sitting here has been saying for years that Masonry is dying. The young people aren't joining the lodge like they did when we were youngsters. We went a few years without a single candidate, and we're worried that this lodge wouldn't be around much longer. Then all of a sudden, these movies come out that made Freemasonry look cool, like something that young pups like Pudge and others would want to belong to. They put in a petition to join, and then once they are raised, Freemasonry
isn't like the movie made out to be. The 50-year member looked Carl in the eye and said, the Grand Lodge and leadership of every other Masonic body have been racking their brains with ways to make men want to stick around. Excuse me. They have tried everything, low dues, one-day classes, and loosening requirements to join, all done in hopes of bringing in youth. Nothing has worked. In fact, it made the situation worse. They have done everything they can think of to bring these young men in except for one thing. Ask these men what they want out of Lodge. The 50-year member continued, we need to take these memes and read them, study them, and analyze them. If we look past the jokes and the sarcasm, we will see that these men want out of Freemasonry and what they want out of Freemasonry, better yet, what they don't want. For what I read here, they spell it out. They don't want long-winded meetings with arguments and the reading of minutes. They want Freemasonry to make themselves better men. Carl, are we giving them that? How would you feel if you were sold on something and paid your hard-earned money for it to find out it was nothing like you were told it was going to be? I bet you would be sore and complaining to high heaven and everyone else who would listen that have been ripped off. These young fellows are doing the same thing, just in a different way. Carl stood still for a moment, staring at the floor. The color in his face began to return to normal as he cleared his throat and quickly said, I must look like an old fool. I see what you mean, John. If I was their age and felt like I had been cheated or my opinion disregarded, or worse yet, if I thought I was disrespected, I would have done things a lot worse than drawn cartoons with word balloons. I guess if I were to think about it, these young fellows have a lot more reserve than I would have had. The 50-year member rose to his chair and placed his hand on Carl's shoulder. They are good kids. I guess I mean young men. They are just looking for that which is lost in their generation. Maybe once you get to know some of them, you can help them work through their frustrations about Freemasonry and make this an organization we all will love. As I have heard many times, harmony being the strength and support of all societies, especially ours. Why don't you sit here with us, have some supper, and we can all discuss what things we would like to see out of our fraternity. Who knows, you might find some common ground. Bill Hosler, posted January 25th, Midnight Freemasons.
That was an awesome article.
Great article. Now, I know that nothing we've posted, us personally, is at Refreshment Masonic Podcast.
Well, it's never been offensive to me.
We may have never, but we never really do look at the other side.
No.
Right. We are posting up something that we are viewing, right?
Yeah.
What we see in the lodge, and it can be a little startling to some people. It's a little slice of humble pie, right? Some guys don't see our side sometimes. Sometimes they're just posted for fun, right? But we're all taught to circumscribe ourselves, right? To live within our own boundaries.
Right, but just like you're messing with this,
it can get bigger.
Everybody's compass,
it gets bigger and smaller.
the diameter is always different. There's smaller, and then there's larger. Ours just happens to be a little bit larger. And I know, not to toot my own horn, I know I do make most of the memes, but it's reflected in all of us.
Oh, yeah.
And I wouldn't say it's frustrations. It's just funny things to us.
It's memes are pointing out the little obscurities that people overlook, right? But in the long run, I can see why he would be upset. A fraternity he's loved and cherished for so long, and to him, he's looking at it and it seems like somebody's making fun. But until you see that other side of the aisle, you don't really get that view.
See, yes, I am making fun of the fraternity, but in a tasteful way. At least that's the way I see it. I always see it as you have to laugh at yourself. It's always, you know why things are so funny? Is because you survived them. Mm-hmm. I don't care what it is. If you survive it, it is hilarious. Hey, remember that one time I almost died by jumping off of this? And everyone starts laughing about it because it's funny. And it is funny when you survive it. Maybe that's not the best analogy, but we're all surviving Freemasonry. We love it. We enjoy it. We live it.
As the article said.
And we all do these things.
Truth and humor.
Right. But even as being a past master, I know how I'm looked at because I'm told every now and then, oh, you're just a past master. Sit on the sidelines and shut up. It really doesn't happen because they all need my help for something. Yeah, right? You look like you wanted to say something.
Yeah.
You look like you were about to say something. You're like, no.
I believe the words Marty was looking for was back in my day.
Back in my day.
2017, but no. No, I'm just happy to be here. I'm sorry.
So, yes, maybe I am displaying a little bit of my frustrations, but it's just funny stuff.
It's funny because we love it. That's the thing. Like I always go with when I'm hanging out with my friends or like with guys, like if I like you, I'm gonna rip into you just because it's something that
it's the guy thing to do.
It's the guy thing to do. If I don't like you, I'll be very cordial to you. Be like, yep, okay, yep, okay. So
that's another thing, and a lot of with memes pointing out the truth or poking that little bit of fun. The most incredulous people on the planet Earth are those that are not self-aware at all. I think I'd really like to be part of a world that could kind of admit its foibles in a fun fashion and we could work through them all together.
Yeah. But you got to be able to realize that other side, that other funny point of it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yes, Freemasonry is a very serious subject, but how serious is it that you can't laugh at yourself? That's the way I see it. We're teaching great points in Freemasonry. I'm not going to go over them all now, but my gosh, let's laugh at ourselves a little bit.
No, I know, but I think also at the same time you got to know when to be serious and when not to be serious.
Yes,
right. Like obviously, if we're doing like a third degree or like an order temple or something like that. Like, yeah, definitely serious. You don't want to be joking around. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, if we're doing like just a regular Blue Lodge stated meeting and, we all of us like raise our hand to not vote, to not pay the bills, then yeah, that's fine.
Right, yeah. You got to joke.
Is that peak silly Mark? Let's not pay the bills?
Yeah, basically. I was raising my hand to say, shall we pay the bills? Yay, nay.
Like when we're closing, Worshipful Master says, how does it go?
Is there anything to say for the good of this lodge, the good of Masonry?
No.
If not, I shall proceed to close.
We shall proceed to close.
Yeah. The first as well as the last great care of Masonry.
When convened.
And we all know that.
Yes, we all know.
Okay. And everybody says it seriously. Why don't you say it as a joke? To see if the lodge's child. I'm not giving away a secret, but you just. When the
Wes just gave away all the secrets.
All right, it's a terrible joke. I'm sorry. All right.
You know what? Actually, though, speaking about this is a good joke, but speaking of like lodge gags, I always love like when it's been a long meeting and you're going to close. And does anyone have anything further to bring that everyone does the fake stand-ups?
Well, actually,
like, well, we're doing this talk. Yeah, I always love doing that. And actually, it's so funny because like when I actually think about it, and like the voting like day on paying the bills, there's so many stupid like dad jokes that just live in every lodge forever.
Yeah.
And every meeting they have, and we all just are so pleased as punch with ourselves. Like we just did the joke again.
Yeah.
Because we're all little boys.
Pretty much.
We're all little boys. Yeah. I think our wives can attest to that one. Or ladies.
So with that, we're going to take a break real quick, and we will be right back.
Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.
And we're back. We're talking about funny things in Freemasonry. Well, we're one of the funny things in Freemasonry. We had an article posted about us. Well, we think it's about us somewhat. Been confirmed.
You think it's about us?
It has to be. I mean,
I love you, Wes. You don't have like the market cornered on Masonic memes.
I didn't say we do, but
we have the majority stake.
In this area, maybe we do. In our little area of
we get the majority stake.
But in general, right? So these memes we're posting, right? These memes go through a review process. They're very professionally made. Basically, it's Wes posting 70 million memes a day.
And I'm just like,
two.
Oh, no. Okay, good.
Okay,
no.
Okay,
yeah, good. Okay.
I post one a day.
Not to the chat.
It's like a
online, maybe.
Yeah, it's a multi.
No one objects to one a day. Wes, I love you, but the way you said memes, it's like an art teacher going, "I gotta send this kid to the counselor." Like what he's painting is wrong.
And yet, every time I say anything, no one says anything.
Just
because we're working.
Or you send it at 2 in the morning.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry, Wes. I know most of the day you spend in board meetings.
Watching Night Court? I don't know what you're doing.
Watching
seen the new one.
Watching Pat's cat run out the house.
Yeah, bastard.
Yeah, Wes has an actually awesome house sitting plan. If you have too many pets and you hire Wes, you come back to one less.
One less mouth to feed.
I only have one.
Where's my
Yours
fish?
is blind. He can't
go nowhere.
Where's my fish? Down the toilet.
Yeah.
I flush and go round and round and go down the toilet.
Wes is one less pet house sitting. You can find us on Angie's list.
And this is how memes are made, right? But it's like the funny part of it is there is truth in the humor, right?
Oh yeah, there's no truth. It's not funny.
There's no humor that has no truth behind it, because you have to base it on something, right? We love this fraternity. This fraternity is most of our lives. We spend a lot of time.
We do
too much time.
One night a week.
What? You're home.
Yes.
Yeah. You're like one night a month. It's like that's the one you're home,
But it's we want nothing more than for this fraternity to grow.
At the end of the day, this is how we, as like kind of like the younger members, interact. And who knows, from like 20 years from now, when we're like all retired and like the new age Masons, they're doing something that we can't even comprehend.
The AI Masons.
AI Masons.
Watching you, AI Mason. No, but because like memes aren't just for Masonry; it's a generational thing.
It is.
I mean, I remember like when E-Bombs World and all like college humor and everything started.
You remember the first memes was just a picture of a velociraptor.
Oh yeah, those are the demotivational posters.
Demotivational posters.
There's like an evolution of memes I saw. It's pretty cool, actually. Just remembering it all.
And some could even say
the Ermagerd girl.
We're actually kind of getting back to hieroglyphics.
Yeah,
at a strange level.
Dude, there's some memes where like they show the people like when the meme first started and now it's like they aged like 50 years.
Oh, it's
the memes have only been around for like 10 years.
Like the clingy girlfriend,
Ermagerd.
The guy with the hat, Scumbag Steve.
Scumbag Steve, yes.
Scumbag Steve.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll show you that meme.
Oh, jeez.
Right.
Well, I mean, like, I think it's funny because we had Shyle had our comedy night last night, and Marty and Yoshi decided to do like a photo op in front of the.
Yeah, I didn't watch your videos. I just like, all right, tagged it out.
They did their photo op in front of the comedy thing,
and it was a meme.
And it was a meme because it looked like Soy Jack. And I sent a picture out.
You sent it to the
actually,
chat.
Make sure you're putting this all on the screen because we did it. We tried to recreate a picture from 4 years ago.
Yeah,
for the same comedy club, and we did it. And then you're like, yeah, it's Soy Jack.
Soy Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't make it.
Listen, everything in this world is memeable. There's nothing that you can't make fun of.
Hold on. If everything's memeable, does that mean everything's a relatable shared experience?
I believe so. Yeah. Life is a shared experience. We're all living. We all have different experiences in our life, but we all have the relative similar experience of life.
Explain consciousness to me.
Life is pain.
For him, maybe.
No.
I would say life is love, but I'm on a whole different mental planning these days.
Life is good food.
Marty's becoming a hippie.
Yeah, like, you know how like you're like supposed to get older and more conservative? I was like harsh in like my 20s and my 30s. I'm just like, free hugs!
He's gonna be our next generation Ed Steffi.
Yeah, you became more hippie.
I'm getting there, man. Pretty soon I'll be on we got half a commune set up in my moose lodge right now with Hollywood. Pretty soon we're all going to be living in teepees out there just preaching the word of love.
How does that work?
How does what work?
You pay a membership fee.
The moose commune?
Oh, you pay your membership fee, then we just live on the grounds and we trade avocados and stuff, I think. I don't know. We don't have it all worked out.
This guy growing weed over here. This guy's got mushrooms over there. We're all good.
Well, don't tell Moose International that's what we're doing.
Well, how else are the moose supposed to live off?
No, I know, but it's I don't know. I am going to some really hardcore hippie head spaces.
I love you, bud.
I love you too.
That's good.
Either
way, just memes
going off.
They're funny. That's it.
They are funny.
They're funny. But like, if you think about it, like everyone has a relatable Ermengarde. Everyone has a relatable Scumbag Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a relate. You know, these templates are made, and they are accepted amongst many people.
Actually, you know what we should do off this episode? We should do like a bunch of Refreshment memes instead of like the new stuff we create. Go to like the all like hits, like do like a clandestine one with the Scumbag Steve character.
Oh,
and like really go to like the roots of memeing. And really just kind of
really go back to the roots of Masonry and memeing.
No, so hold on. Actually, I got a crazy thing I was just thinking about. When I was growing up, I was super into reading Mad and Cracked and all that stuff.
Yep.
Those were just memes.
Yeah.
And I know that one famous author from Mad just
yes, he just passed
What was
away.
his name?
I forgot, but I know he did
Shout
like
out to you, brother. I love you.
The
full
back page. Yeah.
If he's dead, I don't think he heard you.
Yeah. Well, he
transferred his consciousness to AI, so he can hear us now.
We keep all the extra conscious at the Moose now.
You know, who can't relate to a Willy Wonka meme?
Yeah.
Please tell me more.
Dude, we got to do a whole set of classic memes. We got to start working on them.
I think we do.
What do you mean, just we? I'm the only one.
Oh, I've never made a meme?
No.
Oh, I make all mine for the Grotto International page.
Yeah, I was going to say, I do too, but it's never...
Well, because you got the whole market cornered on this podcast.
Yeah.
What was that you just said 10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to rewind this.
It's a trap.
I love
DDP.
you, Wes. You don't have like the market cornered on Masonic memes. Well, I lied when I said that. I said you think you do, but this is...
Let's just be honest, right? Old timers of this fraternity, they're very proud of the fraternity. The guys who've been around for 50 years, 40 years, they're very proud of the fraternity. They're very proud of their accomplishments in the fraternity. And they're going to protect what they feel and they love. Right?
That's understandable.
We don't hate the fraternity, but we have a different experience. We're a younger generation.
I love it so much I want to talk.
Well, you just want to talk.
Well, actually,
somebody hurt you. It was not me.
So, it's actually funny. No, what he's talking about, how they
I can
view
see
stuff.
Marty's like, I want to touch on that, but let me get to what I was saying.
Yeah, no, totally. So, no, but like how people view stuff. People view stuff through their lens and their era. I was recently listening to a podcast with Penn Jillette and Adam Carolla, and they were kind of talking about this one subject, and it kind of hit me, and about how nostalgia works and other things of that nature. And it said, like, man should do everything he can to not deem the best, like what he deems the best era of Earth, being within 5 years when he first felt the touch of a woman. And I was like, oh my God, we're all like living in some weird late teenage fantasy.
Wow.
But
think about that.
That's huge.
Wow.
Is there anything better
than touch of a woman? Maybe your memes, Wes.
From a heterosexual male's
Well, no, but they actually put this in, and I was like actually thinking about that. And then you're thinking about these dudes who kind of get caught up in their era of Masonry, and it's like not so much. Like they don't like what's new. They're just so fixated on their era and not the movable versus the immovable and how this game continuously changes. It's heavy stuff, dude. Did I just break Mark?
Mark is broken.
Yeah. Well, no, because I mean, like, just in general, at least for me, you know, I always just say like, oh, you know, I always just like want to be back in the '90s and blah blah blah. But then that's within 5 years of
First touch. Yeah.
first touch of a woman. I'm like,
really? You want to go back to the 90s?
Yeah.
You know what, dude? I literally, Spencer Heyman, the woodworking guy, right?
Yeah.
I was literally just talking. I barely talked to that dude. Great guy. I run into him occasionally. I was talking about Pogs the other day.
They're back. Alpha's back.
It's an Alf Pog.
Alf, he's back in Pog form.
That was a great. That was a great Simpsons reference. And actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, you know what we should do this summer?
Pogs?
Pogs?
No.
Yes!
No.
Instead of Masonic coins, we make Masonic Pogs.
No. I'm actually going to announce this now, and we'll see if it actually happens or if you cut it out of the episode. But my wife bought me that. Yeah, no. My wife brought me that projector for the yard so I could watch Godzilla movies on the deck. I think to end the summer, we should do the At Refreshment. Come watch The Simpsons Homer the Great episode where he joins the Stonecutters with us at an outdoor bonfire type situation.
Stonecutters.
Mystery Science
Anytime
3000.
we plan something for the summer, it never happens.
Okay, this is going
We're
to all.
lucky we're going to the Oklahoma Indian degree team.
Oh, we are
I'm
going
not.
to do that.
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're going to do
I can't wait
heck out
that.
of that. It's going to be the
It's
best.
gonna be fun.
But I'm going to. Is this my camera? Is this my rant camera? So here's the thing. Everyone at home, keep us honest right now. I want to throw a great end of summer party where we all watch the Homer episode, and all the people that message us, we're going to give you an
They're all
undisclosed
blocked.
address.
They can't see us.
And you just were to come out, we're gonna have the greatest end of summer party ever, and it's gonna be an At Refreshment banger. And I just thought about this now, but we're doing it. I'm committing. We're in.
Well, you and I are in the same wavelength because I'm thinking, man, we should have a hashed over crock pot cook-off. Like, it doesn't matter if it's chili, macaroni and cheese, whatever, as long as it's in a crock pot and it tastes like.
No, okay. First off, nothing that's ever been
Hash
cooked
brown
in a crock
casserole.
pot is bad.
No.
No, it's usually good.
Yeah.
Usually.
The crock pot
Not
is
according to Brock, who came up with hashed
Well,
over crock
I've
pot
never.
food.
I've never checked the crock pot situation at his home. He might not know how to put the secret fixins in there. The Masonic crock pot fixins.
If you got a pot roast and ranch dressing mix in a pot, you're good.
Yep.
Oh, actually, hold on. Now
You
that I
gotta-
said that, the secret crock pot fixins, we need to come up with a
just
chili
ranch?
seasoning. No, a chili seasoning in like a bag.
Guys, I got it. The hashed over crock pot cookbook.
We got to have a contest for it.
Honestly, this episode turned into a production meeting.
Shot
Thank
your
you.
chili.
I mean, it
Thank
sounded
you
good.
for,
Like, yeah, Wes, we're going to talk about this, that. And I'm like, great. And I read it, and then you're just like, I got it.
Thank you for complaining about our memes.
it's a
because
great
you're giving us
article.
ideas.
And like, no, let's tie it back to Bill Hosler, his whole 50-year article where he really turns it. No, there's 50-year members. There's a bunch of those, and there's a tag you can go to on Midnight Freemasons about the 50-year member under it. They're all that intelligently written, and they really examine the then versus the now and how it's all coming together. I mean, everyone kind of has a bit of the same formula, but then again, when it works, it works. Like NASCAR's been turning one direction for all these years. No one's really that upset about it.
They're coming to race.
Which way am I going?
Left.
Right.
No.
No.
Left.
Calm it down there over there.
Right. I don't know.
Dale
Right.
Earnhardt.
Left. See, you don't even know.
They turn left.
Yeah,
turn
it's-
left.
It's no right turns.
Unless you're on a
No
road
right
course.
turns?
No right
Road
turns.
course. Road course only.
So I'm gonna give a shout out to a Mason that I love, Dale Costello, and his amazing wife Amber. He's over in the Divan line over at Medina, and his name's Dale, right? And how many times do you hear NASCAR fans? What's their famous cry? What do they like to yell? Raise hell,
Tony Stewart.
raise hell, praise Dale, and then usually an expletive about Kyle Busch. But I've been trying to get him. I was like, when you're
not
your
wrong.
year is potentate in Medina, you need to do raise hell, praise Dale. And I don't think he's listening to me at all, but I will do it that year.
Marty, we don't listen to you all that much.
This is going to turn into Raise Hell, Praise Dale, at Refreshment.
Raise hell,
Yeah, and Chicago's becoming a raceway.
yeah, July 4th
Yeah,
weekend.
Grand Park.
Okay, and I'm gonna touch on some other crazy stuff. Jane Byrne, Mark's favorite mayor of Chicago. You're a huge Jane Byrne guy. We were talking about her
I thought
interchange
you were
once.
Lightfoot.
Yeah. Yeah, Lightfoot.
Oh God.
Oh, you said Byrne. I thought Steve Byrne.
No,
Jane Byrne.
Jane Byrne. But no,
Jane
but
Byrne.
actually, so she invented Taste of Chicago, Chicago Fest, all this other stuff. She actually was going to bring an F1 race into Chicago, but then everyone like vetoed her. But it's the same plan they're doing right now. But everyone vetoed her then because like this is just going to destroy the city and be horrible.
Formula One is so much
Listen,
better.
if NASCAR's not going to destroy the city, angsty teenagers will. So
we'll give them some Demo lay petitions and try to work it out.
No, but going back to the article about the, how I thought the cool thing about that whole situation was the 50-year member was the one who was actually like pretty much bringing, the other Mason like back into it, So, which shout out to like the older members who are just like, listen, like,
according to the article, John,
shout out to that, to that 50-year member who's like kind of just saying like, listen, this is what we need to do. And this is like the youth now. And like saying to the younger member, like actually get, having the foresight to say, okay, this is what the generation needs. So,
I lived a little of that. There was a member here at Villa Park who's now passed on. I miss him every day. And he was very supportive of a lot of us new guys when we got here. I mean, almost to like,
once. And I was inspired.
Exactly. And he was a smart guy. But I actually found out, go 10, 15 years before all of us met him, he was keeping his hand on that wheel a little bit too long. And because I was talking to someone, I was like, oh man, he's great. He supports us. He's like, he really gets it. He's one of the old guys, but he's one of us, And someone's like, dude, you should have knew him then, man. He was a bit of a ball breaker. And then I had a conversation with him once. And he was kind of talking about, he's like, yeah, but then I kind of learned things weren't changing, and maybe I should have been master all those times and a bunch of other things. And it was so cool to learn from this dude's life lessons and what he's telling you and the growth, the Masonic growth, that he found more light and all this stuff that he learned. And I'm like, dude, we shouldn't be who we were 10 years ago. That's great that you're a better person 10 years ago. I hope you're a better person 10 minutes from now.
But that breaks into it, right? So all of us brothers should be whispering wise counsel to the other brothers.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter age or how long you've been in the, everybody could use wise counsel.
Yeah.
Just bring it down to earth a little bit. We all meet on the level. We're all one group. We're all one fraternity. There's no reason why there should be such hatred for a different method of communication. Just right off the bat, flying off the bat, without consulting.
We all hate that which we don't understand.
It's true. It's very true.
What is it? Fear what you don't understand, hate what you can't conquer. How's that line go?
That sounds about right.
If not, we'll make it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but when there's something new, when there's change, people are always going to gripe because everyone is afraid of that which they do not know and that which they do not understand.
Do you think that's why nostalgia is so comforting?
Yes, but nostalgia could be comforting to a new generation. Why? I don't know. Is it because it's something their parents went through or something they just like? I don't know that. Yeah. But if you don't live through it, that doesn't mean that it's not comforting because you see certain ideas and you're like, wow, that will work. This sounds good. I like that. It's just, I don't know. It's perspective. It's a mind, balance. I don't know exactly what it is, but
it's kind of like how fashion's secular too. Like how mom jeans are super back now.
Yeah, mom jeans. I saw it was like mom jeans, ripped mom jeans, kind
acid
of like
wash.
Yeah, acid wash. And then like I saw kids with like parted hairstyles down the middle.
So I
was like, middle school Mark would love this.
You guys remember like 2 years ago when the
love that should be
you remember what came back? The mullet. Yeah. The mullet came back.
Yeah, and like those like big sunglasses.
Yeah,
I know. I'd like to go on record and say the mullet should never leave. Raise hell, praise Dale.
As far as I'm concerned, the Kentucky waterfall has never gone out of style.
He called it by its Christian name.
That and the Camaro.
He's giving you the vapors.
Even a Camaro is accepted in a Mustang.
No, but hold on. Why have T-tops never come back on cars?
Because have you ever had to take those damn things off?
Oh, they're horrid.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're horrid.
You have to put them in that leather bag, and you, God forbid, you drop them. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's got to be something new technology where you just press a button and it like changes or something. It's like, taking it off and putting it in your trunk,
they were
it's a pain in
broke, and they were horrible.
Yeah.
But they were so cool.
They were, but
Elon Musk, if you're listening to this, you put T-tops on a Tesla, I'll lease one.
it's a couple more migrant kids.
Elon Musk, if you're listening, just bring back the DeLorean.
No, they are.
Oh yeah, the electric one.
Yeah, the electric DeLorean.
How do you bring it back when it keeps going back in time?
No, they got to go so far in the future that we find it again.
Yeah.
Marty's mind is blown.
You know what's funny? Every time, man. Because I hate time travel. Because every time I see like a comic book movie where it's like, we got to do a multiverse time travel thing, I'm like, here we go. Here we go again with this.
I thought I had it down packed with Back to the Future, but then when I watched the Avengers for the first time in movie theaters, I'm like, I got it wrong.
I'd also like to add.
I know all of you guys seen it, and you don't.
Yeah.
Talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the brains of the operation, folks.
He's the guy who saw Avengers in theaters.
I'm a pirate.
Arr.
I don't know. I like this production
A
meeting.
lot of jokes.
I like this production meeting. So, what else are we doing for our fall and Christmas and winter?
Grand Chapter Sessions. If this doesn't come out later after that, good chance we're seeing pins this year finally, right?
We'll get them out there. It's not, it's not a big deal.
What do you guys feel about at Refreshment DVDs? Put our episodes on DVDs.
Listen, I'm
Why?
saying,
When we can put them on our MySpace?
nobody watches them on our YouTube anyway. At Refreshment calendar.
You know what? I'll admit, I usually only look at our YouTube numbers, but on some of the episodes, our podcast numbers are better than YouTube.
We used to be it. Then they changed what it was.
I don't know. No, it scares me.
Now I don't even know what it is anymore.
That was second Simpsons references episode.
Yeah. It'll happen to you.
So there's this one comedian I used to do stand-up with, and he's got a Simpsons podcast called The Doe Show, like Doe. And I've actually thought we should do a crossover episode with them where we do talk about that Homer the Great Stonecutter episode.
I'll talk Simpsons with them all day.
Well, let's do it.
I'll message him now because now I'm sending emails.
Welcome to the behind the scenes of the At Refreshment podcast.
Yeah. So with that, we're gonna do. Do we have a shout out?
I think Bill Hosler.
Bill Hosler.
The Hosler.
I would say him and
The
everyone
Hosler.
who writes for Midnight Freemasons. It's an awesome blog, and I've used it for educations in my lodge, and I think it's a great free change of ideas. So Bill Hosler, mainly because he's my favorite writer on there, but everyone involved in that thing, God bless you and thank you.
Bill Hosler. Bring it in, guys.
Bill Bratsky.
All right, everyone. That's our episode. Once again, if you haven't figured it out, you're watching us on YouTube, Rumble, listen to us on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, all the other fun stuff. Everyone, thank you for watching. We greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't liked us on Facebook and Instagram, that helps out too.
Hey, Wes, you know how I know I'm getting old? My wife just texted me that Job's daughters are doing a promotion where like they're sharing some of the money with Panda Express tomorrow, and our big hot Friday night is going to be going to get some orange chicken to hook up the Jobies.
Yeah.
Where at?
All,
I'm down.
All.
Oh, even better.
At every Panda Express, you heard here first, folks, and it'll probably be out.
It'll probably be done by the time you get there.
So
Still help out the Jobs though.
just go to Panda Express, be like, hey, hook it up, Job's daughters. See you there. All right, thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back with more sooner or later.
Love you guys.
Shake it.